Happy Saturday. It's early here in New York, but I'm here. I know it's early. Don't know how many people we're going to get this early in the morning, but good morning. Good morning, Sherry, Mr. Ranger Lab. I have my parka boots, crampons, and ice axe. You ready for Everest? Me too. Good morning, Cypher. Hello, Lisa. I hope Sweden is treating you well this morning. Always nice to see you. Eli, good morning. Jane, hello. Yes, I'm early today. Rosie, Jeff, hello, Big Sip. I know, I'm early. Well, I'm doing a movie night tonight for my members, so I'm kind of just trying to split my day up. So I figured I'll come on early, and because I wasn't here yesterday. So yeah, thought I'd spend a little bit of time this morning with you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Those of you who are celebrating Easter, happy Easter tomorrow. Those of you who aren't celebrating Easter, have a good weekend anyway. Enjoy it. I won't be here tomorrow. I'll be doing family stuff. So yeah, your dog woke you up early? Oh no. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sure you could take a nap later if you can find the time. So anyway, hi, welcome. So Foodie wrote a post yesterday. You're a hell of a lot more ready for Everest than Foodie. Yeah, I bet you are. So Foodie made a post yesterday, just basically saying she was taking the night off last night. She's going to see us today, so we'll see if we see her. Right now, there's nothing else new from her. That's the last we've heard. Who knows? Maybe she did get stuck in the elevator after all. So I thought, let's do something a little different. I found this video this morning on my homepage. It came out yesterday. Hey, Atomic. It's from a channel called RKH Media. My head, this kind of can't see it, but that's what the channel's name is. I linked it in the description below. This channel has 47,000 subscribers, and the name of this video is called The Degenerate Story of Obese Mukbanger Foodie Beauty. And I had to click on it, and it was kind of funny. He got some things, like he wasn't accurate on everything, but I thought we could watch it together. Who knows? It might be the next big thing. So again, if you want to see this video on your own, I did link it down below. Please support RKH Media and their channel. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, whatever, what have you. What a title. Yeah, when I saw the title, I was like, let me click that. So I thought we could watch that together. Maybe it'll be kind of like a snowflake-esque kind of a doco. So we can watch it and see what this person has to say. It's always nice to see, I think, what outsiders think of Foodie, you know? Hey, Cautious Observer. Nice to see you. Good morning. So let's watch. It's an hour and a half long. If it gets boring, we could switch it off, but I thought we can give it a chance. So let's have a laugh and let's go back down the rabbit hole from the very beginning, shall we?
Between internet spectacle and full-blown human. If there is a line between internet spectacle and full-blown human train wreck, Shantel Marie, better known as Foodie Beauty, crossed it long ago.
There's our girl.
Sprinting into the abyss of pure degeneracy. Out of all the locals that have graced the internet, few have ever documented their own downfall as willingly and unapologetically as she has.
Accurate.
And the worst part, she doesn't even see it.
And that wasn't the 5 a.m. lobster mac and cheese fart. That was a different fart.
Sorry. I'm eating my cheat day.
There it is. There it is.
And I'm doing that because I really want it and I'm really hungry. I clogged the toilet. I felt like a little bit of a pain, like a nagging pain down in my roll somewhere. Oh. I went searching and...
What is it? What do you guys think it was in her fold?
And there was a Pringles cap stuck somewhere in my roll. Probably was there for like 12 hours.
This isn't some rage bait YouTuber playing a character for attention. No, Foodie Beauty is exactly what she appears to be. A woman who has completely given up, broadcasting her own depravity as if it's normal. From filming herself binge-eating mountains of food while...
Ooh, this is a recent one. Yay, you got recent clips in there. Yay. Hey, Boston, nice to see you.
claiming she's on a diet, to bragging about with homeless men, to laughing about losing bowel control in public, Shantel doesn't just humiliate herself.
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I don't know if it was her last live stream, Foodie's last live stream. You know her mod, Melly, who some people think that she's got a thing going with Salah on the side? Melly wrote in Chantal's last live stream, I think it was the last live stream, that she had, I'm not quoting verbatim, but this is basically the gist of what she typed, that she was in Walmart one time and she couldn't hold her poop in. So a turd slipped out and fell out of her pant leg, and she left the store immediately. So if you haven't seen that screenshot floating around, it's out on Twitter. I'm not making it up. It's a real thing. Yeah, perfect for Mr. Poopy. Hey, Mags, nice to see you, honey. Yeah, when I'm like, what? First of all, who does that? Second of all, why would you tell people?
She doubles down and thrives on it. And
I listen, and I told my husband, and I was like, have you ever heard of that? He's like, yeah. He's like, there's actually a lot of videos on the internet about people shitting in the aisles in Walmart. And I'm like, I don't know if my Walmart is just high class. It's really not. But like, I've never seen anyone take a shit in Walmart in the aisle. So that was, I didn't know that was a thing.
Let's get one thing clear. This isn't about weight. This isn't about someone struggling with their health in private. This is about a person who makes their entire existence a spectacle, all while demanding sympathy and admiration for the mess they created.
Oh, it's such a good line. While demanding sympathy and admiration for the mess that they created. Exactly, Teardrop. I mean...
Exactly, Teardrop.
I don't know, Jane.
I guess the top.
Chimpy, I know.
That don't look bad.
Every single failed weight loss arc, every fake epiphany about self-improvement, every insane attempt at rebranding herself as an icon of confidence, it's all part of this same tired cycle. She claims she's losing weight while visibly gaining it. She swears she's done with mukbangs, then uploads another binge session the next day.
Or hours later.
And in one of the most ridiculous turns of events,
hey,
she even tried to give weight loss advice to Amberlynn Reed, another infamous food addict who is...
You guys remember that when she... Do you guys remember when she tried to give Amberlynn weight loss tips?
Just as deep in denial. The funniest part? She genuinely believes people are buying it.
Hey, Fred. I'm good. Thank you, honey.
Shantel isn't just delusional. She's built an entire brand off of being unhinged, disgusting, and completely unapologetic about it. And as much as the internet loves a mess, at some point,
Man, I miss Canada. All these clips are taking me back, you guys.
Joke stops being funny and just becomes sad.
Amberlynn. Okay, I'm not going to address Amberlynn's weight because it's not my business. She does put it online, so I guess all I can say is I know the struggle. So
Watch this area, because she's watching this area of her face like a hawk, and the second you see the double chin, she starts fiddling with the hijab. But listen to what she says. Hey, Lori, nice to see you. Good morning. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Fred, welcome to the memberships. Enjoy the emojis, and we do have a Discord channel if you want to join. And tonight we're having movie night, so if you want to join us then at 7 o'clock Eastern, you're more than welcome. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you. Hey.
My advice, like how I stopped binge eating, is to, like, because I still overeat sometimes, so I don't want to say binge. All I can say,
listen to this line,
is I know the struggle. So my advice, like how I stopped binge eating.
I'm sorry, when did Shantel ever for a day stop binge eating?
Is to, like, because I still overeat sometimes, so I don't want to say, but actual binge eating, I don't binge anymore. Like, actually just sit and have binge sessions.
Jigga, what?
So I guess I just kind of honestly, what sparked that was like when I started that intuitive eating thing. So I would suggest just reading the intuitive eating book, but I don't know. That's
Shantel's food addiction is only part of the problem. She has also spiraled into drug and alcohol use, bouncing between cocaine, edibles, and who knows what else. Just like with her weight loss, she makes grand declarations about quitting, only to relapse within days. At this point, her audience
Hours, sometimes minutes.
doesn't just expect the backtracking, they could set their clocks by it.
Ranger.
Her entire downfall follows a pattern so predictable, it's been dubbed the Shantel cycle.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where's my Shantel cycle? Hold on. I got to put my Shantel cycle in the chat. I don't know if there's any other memberships in here, but there's a Shantel cycle.
It always begins with a dramatic breakdown where she admits she has a problem, swearing she's finally ready to make a change. Whether it's quitting drugs, losing weight, or simply being a better person, she paints a new version of herself, convincing anyone who still believes her that this time is different.
For accountability. I want you to help me through this journey. I really want to.
For a brief moment, she even
I can never this video I can never get over the size of the plate of rice on this table. That is insanity. That's insanity for her. Like, right, Big Sip?
puts in some effort
My
until
goodness.
the inevitable crash. Within days, sometimes even hours, she slips back into her old habits, denying everything and lashing out at anyone who dares to call her out.
I believe in now that I need to do this, and I know my life will be a lot better 365 days from now, 364 days from now.
Sure.
That's why I think weight loss journeys are bullshit. I'm not downing you if you have a weight loss journey and you're losing weight. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But for me, no.
I really don't know what I was thinking with all these mukbangs. I'm gonna do mukbangs, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch.
And we stopped.
Because I don't know if I can handle another binge and the guilt and the despair.
So, like, you guys, if you weren't there for like the Bibby apartment days before she moved into the luxury villa, she got really nasty really fast with her viewers. Like, she would come after people, like, and try to like get that whole like gung-ho, like, you know, mob mentality, and it wasn't happening. More and more people like and she just would get angrier and angrier, and she would lash out more and more. It was a wild time.
So whenever I made that video, I'm never gonna binge again, at that time, in that mind frame.
No, Jane, the Charlie Gold apology mukbang, fried chicken mukbang, that was at the villa. Remember, because Peetz was there. They was sitting next to her. Yeah.
I was on a high.
I'm eating myself to death. My new attitude is my weight, my health, what I eat is my business.
And then comes the final stage, the cover-up. She doesn't just pretend it never happened, she erases the evidence. Every time she makes a grand speech about self-improvement.
Oh, this is when she went to Sonic. She went to so this particular clip is when she went all the way to get to New York without taking out American cash and expected to pay for New York fast food with her Canadian dollars. And this was like 7:00 in the morning, and she's eating a foot-long hot dog.
Those videos mysteriously disappear once she inevitably fails. That's why her YouTube channel looks so empty despite her constant live streaming.
Yeah.
She's been nuking her failures for years, thinking that if the evidence is gone, the internet will forget. But here's the problem with this. For every live stream she deletes, for every rant she pretends never happened, there are dozens of reaction channels,
shout out
archives,
reaction
and
channels.
entire communities
Yeah.
dedicated to preserving her every misstep. Shantel thinks she can erase her failures, but the reality is, she's built an entire audience whose sole purpose is to document her downfall. And this isn't
This is the mac and cheese with the back scratcher. This is a banger.
just about a few trolls making fun of her. It's about an entire reaction community that thrives on holding her accountable.
And not only did she eat off that spoon, man, she scraped her teeth against that dirty ass back scratching spoon. Look at that.
Her accountable in ways she refuses to do herself. What started as a group of ex-fans who wanted to see her succeed has now transformed into a massive, well-oiled machine of critics, commentators, and channels that exist purely because of her own behavior. This is where Shantel's story takes a turn for the bizarre. Because unlike most YouTubers who rely on a loyal and supportive fan base to grow, Shantel has done the exact opposite. She has created a community that actively despises her. At this point, it's impossible to ignore a harsh truth. Shantel has built a community that doesn't support her but actively hates her. And it's not because they started out as haters. No, many of them were once.
That is so much salad dressing. My mouth is burning just thinking about that.
Genuine fans who wanted to see her succeed. But after years of broken promises, erratic behavior, and public meltdowns, even her most loyal followers had enough. Instead of gaining a fan base that encourages her to grow, she's cultivated an ecosystem of critics, trolls, and reaction channels who make more money off of her failures than she does.
And that's the truth. Chantal's degeneracy has provided how many people with extra money? And her money just keeps going down. And that's terrible for her, but it's funny because she did it to herself.
Can of raspberries. And a spoon.
For a dry grocery. Oh, God.
Hi.
Did you see my funny looking butt? Okay, Lambo, are you seriously going to be offended by anything FFG says about your looks? Like, every single person who reacts to videos is fucking ugly. I'm just kidding.
Aw, thank you, Peetz.
You're welcome. I need to clean.
And the irony? She's made this happen all on her own. The more she lashed out, the more she alienated viewers. The more she banned, blocked, and silenced people, the more they went elsewhere, creating communities specifically designed to call her out, mock her, and document every contradiction, which led to the rise of the reaction community, a group of content creators who dissect Shantel's every move, exposing her lies and holding her accountable in ways she refuses to do herself. Reaction channels like French Fried Goro,
Aw, Tomic, you're sweet.
Just Saying, Monty, and The Gaining Ground have amassed thousands of viewers who tune in daily.
Yeah, see, this guy's wrong here. RKH Media, you have a mistake there. The Gaining Ground is actually friends with Chantal. He's not a reaction channel.
Not to support Shantel, but to laugh at her self-destruction. And Shantel? She hates them. She has tried everything to silence these channels, from striking their videos to outright threatening them.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Every time she tries to take them down, they come back stronger. Because at the end of the day, the reaction community doesn't need Shantel's permission to exist. She gave them all the material they needed, and now she can't stop them. One of the most notable...
Now this woman, listen, my husband's disgusting for putting mayonnaise on pizza, but this woman's putting ketchup on her pizza. So I don't know where she makes fun of my husband. Bitch, I'm going to make fun of you. Look at this.
Reactions comes from FFG, who's garnered a substantial following. Chantel's obsessive hatred toward FFG has only fueled her popularity even further. In fact, FFG makes more money reacting to Shantel than Shantel makes from her own channel. Imagine.
And that's the rub, isn't it? That's the rub.
That. Your biggest enemy profiting from your downfall, while you're left ranting in an empty chat room, wondering where all your supporters went.
Know what I'm like by now? So anyone who complains about what I talk about can be banned forever to Never Never Land.
Jane, don't even. Don't even. That is so gross, dude. That's a British thing, man. I don't understand people. Like, we're gonna about this. Respectfully
Why do
disagree.
People who fucking hate me spend all their life obsessing about me? Answer me this: Horseface, Sarah Bain, fucking Minty, Milk Toast Monty. Why do you obsess? And fucking Garlic Toast. I got some very interesting information on you. I'll let you sweat for a while. And by the way, loser, obsessing about me just because you're mad and making bullying videos is against terms of service.
I love the fact that she's ranting and raving, and look at the background. It's just Box Mountain has overtaken the living room to such a degree that it's actually encroaching onto the couch.
So good luck with that.
And the worst part, even those people who watch her creepy live streams are also not her supporters at all. They aren't fans. They aren't people who genuinely enjoy her content. They are trolls, ex-fans, and people who stay just to witness the next inevitable train wreck. The chat isn't filled with encouragement. It's filled...
I had never heard of Downer Meat until I met my husband. I'm still a little scared of Downer Meat. I won't try it.
with people waiting for her next
I know you guys
meltdown.
love that stuff.
I don't use makeup brushes, so this is not a typical makeup
tutorial. It's not really a tutorial, I'm just putting my makeup on. But I can give you some tips, I guess, if I have any. So this already absorbed into my lips.
She can rage, she can cry, she can delete videos, but she will never escape the reputation she has created for herself. Because once
You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape our love.
the internet recognized you as a lolcow, there's no undoing it. Shantel's YouTube career started back in 2014 as a beauty channel, but by 2017 to
I miss those
2018,
days.
she had taken a sharp
No, I've never had a kebab. No, I've never had like a proper. No, I've not.
turn into pure insanity. Instead of makeup tutorials, her content devolved into binge-eating mukbangs, where she would shovel mountains of food into her mouth, usually alone in her car, parked in some empty lot. And if that wasn't bad enough, the stories she told during these binges were downright vile. One of the most infamous, her failed threesome story.
Trigger warning. If you're eating right now, she's going to tell the poop and vomit story about the threesome catfish story. So if you're eating, just a heads up, here it comes.
She had met a couple on a dating app hoping for a wild experience. Instead, she got rejected when the couples saw her actual weight. And in true Shantel fashion, she handled it in the worst possible way by
That sugar reading was a 22.6. Look at that.
somehow vomiting feces all over the couple's bathroom. Yes, you heard that right. Now, to be fair, it might not have been intentional, just an unfortunate case of upward vomiting. But let's be real, she was still responsible. She could have at least used the toilet properly or cleaned up afterward. Instead,
I don't know what's better, the story or her almost drowning in that pool.
she could have at least used
And that's what I mean. Salah's just sitting there filming away. She's at the deep end. This woman's like 3 feet tall. She's at the deep end. She can't reach the bottom. She can't swim. And she's getting literally drowned by her abaya. And Salah's just filming away.
the toilet properly or cleaned up afterward. Instead, she turned their bathroom into a biohazard
Salah didn't give a funkle, okay?
zone, leaving feces and vomit smeared everywhere before making her escape.
And I remember trying to sleep and looking out the window, and everything was spinning. Like, it was just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And oh my god. So I ran like through the little hall, and it was a small bathroom apartment. So their bedroom was right there beside the bathroom. I'm like, they're gonna hear everything. They find the bathroom. So it comes.
Only someone like Shantel. No, she even admitted that, if this story is true, she even admitted that that couple, what was kind of like, the woman was really cold. She didn't want to talk to Shantel. Would you stay at someone's house who didn't want you there? I couldn't get out of there fast enough if that would have been me. I just can't imagine like staying at someone's house and you know you're not welcome there.
Out both ends. And I had a skirt on.
Already.
And a G-string.
Shantel on the G-string. Jesus, God help
The
me.
barf goes projectile all over their wall. The poop goes all over their floor. No towels, no paper towel anywhere in the bathroom. No toilet paper.
This wasn't even an isolated incident. Her entire catalog of life experiences reads like a collection of the most repulsive stories imaginable. She has openly bragged about hooking up with homeless men, losing bowel control in public, and her complete disregard for hygiene, all while insisting that
Nothing we can do. Total eclipse of the Lord. That is funny.
she is desirable and worthy of admiration. It's not just delusional, it's a complete detachment from reality.
God.
Shantel also did a threesome with her abusive boyfriend and his side chick, Dee. To no one's surprise, Dee wasn't just some random.
Those of you who are eating Easter ham tomorrow, you just blame Cypher for that flashback when you cut into your Easter ham tomorrow. Just thank Cypher.
Woman. She was actually one of Shantel's own viewers. In a bizarre twist of events, she went from being a fan of Foodie Beauty to being a woman sleeping with Shantel's man, all while Shantel
Dee.
was still in a relationship with him. The absurdity of it all didn't end there. Shantel, who constantly rages about loyalty and betrayal, still entertained the idea of still being in a relationship with this man, despite knowing full well what was happening.
Yeah, she wasn't in a relationship. She was in a relationship with him for like 4 days. That was it.
She humiliated herself by staying in this toxic mess,
Panda, this is a documentary that came out yesterday from a different channel called RKH Media. I found it this morning, so we're watching it.
Refusing to let go and acting as if she still had control over the situation.
With her fucking blindfolding, you made me eat her the fuck out. You disgusting prick. I hate you. I swear to God. I swear to God. You fucking made me eat out her grape pussy, and she's fucking sweating.
You did it twice. Nobody made you do anything. You just did it so Nader would like you. Let's not try to rewrite history, girl.
Disgusting. I paid your rent and you treat me like shit. I paid your rent and you move on to fucking Dee from Lachine with a grape pussy. I pay your rent and you fucking grape pussy.
What we've seen so far is just the tip of the Shantel iceberg, so buckle up for the ride because what you're going to see isn't just an internet disaster, it's a real-life horror story playing out in public, one live stream at a time.
It's true.
And there's something that happened to me when I was in school. Something very cruel.
I don't believe this story at all.
I never told anybody about it
I don't
because
believe
it's so humiliating. And I don't know if I'll ever be ready to talk about it. I've never told anybody about it. Not even my mother. And I think that's partly why I have so much hatred.
Okay, Buns, yes. See, so much shit happens. I totally forgot about that. The way people forget about the clip of Chantal blowing up the farm boy restroom with us in her purse and then walking out without washing her hands. God, we thought that was really disgusting. It just gets worse every...
Given Chantel's actions and erratic behavior online, it's pretty clear she has some serious mental or psychological issues, whatever you want to call it. But these things don't just come out of nowhere. Usually they have a root cause. And in Chantel's case, a lot of it seems to trace back to her childhood. Shantel was born in 1984 in Cornwall, Canada. Her mother was only 16 when she got pregnant, hoping it would keep her boyfriend around, who at the time had a separate life and was married to another woman. But that plan didn't work out.
Wait, what? Wait. I don't know if that's... I don't really care about Chantal's mom's love life. I don't give a shit. But I don't know if that's accurate. Like this guy is saying that Smee was with Chantal's dad, but the guy was married to someone else. That he wasn't married. They were young. You uploaded part 2. Oh, I'll check it out.
And she ended up raising Shantel as a single mom. At first glance, you'd think this was...
Yeah, I don't think I think that's a mistake too, sir. Just to let you know, for accuracy. Because we're all insane over here. We don't remember everything. Thank you so much, Mega Kev, as always, for the super chat. Hi, Farrah. Hello from the UK. And to my American friends, have a great weekend. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you so much for the support, honey, as always. Thank you.
Was a tough situation for Chantal, and in some ways it was. But she wasn't exactly deprived. If anything, she was spoiled, given everything she wanted without much discipline. The only thing she truly missed out on was a strong father figure, and that absence clearly left its mark. And you can see it in the way she constantly seeks validation from men, even in the most ordinary interactions. A waiter glances her way, he must be checking her out. A cashier is polite while holding her change.
Morning, Jacqueline.
Obviously, he's into her.
Yeah.
The desperation is staggering.
He wanted me. I see a lot of people say they don't believe me when I say people hit on me because I'm fat. Dude, you need to give your head a shake because I get more attention now at this size or just being bigger than I did when I was smaller. So it's like,
Chantel's
honey,
men love me.
You've never been small. And second of all, there's a reason you're getting the negative attention because you're so large. It's not healthy. It's embarrassing.
Shtick has gone from eye-roll worthy to downright unbearable, and people have had enough. It's not just cringe. It's secondhand embarrassment in real time.
Yep.
She's so deep into her own fantasy world that she doesn't realize how absurd she looks.
Can you imagine if you're picture this, guys? You're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, whatever day in April that was, the Titanic sank. Whatever date. You have the option to get on the dresser with Leonardo DiCaprio and this woman, or do you just drown? Do you just decide, you know what, I'm just gonna be at one with the sea. I'm going to let it happen. Would you get on a dresser at the sinking Titanic with this woman? I'm like, oh, Lord.
One YouTuber took it to the next level, dropping a downright hilarious roast that doesn't just call her out, it completely annihilates her delusions with brutal precision. It's funny.
I'm just going to become an iceberg.
Too.
Oh, I got you.
Brutal.
Okay, so he talks about this person. This guy on the screen. I've never seen this guy.
Call her out, it completely annihilates her delusions with brutal precision. And it's funny too.
Oh, I got you.
Who is this guy? He's pretending to be Foodie Beauty. I have never seen this guy.
Got you. Go ahead. Oh, thank you. You guys, did you see? That guy was so into me. Hi, thank you so much for waiting. Here's your water. Is there anything I can get started for you today? How did he know that I wanted water? Oh, he loves me, guys. Oh, I got you, big mama.
Okay, does Amber content? Okay, I've never seen him.
Through you big, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much, sir.
The way he's walking in that one.
That guy kind of liked her.
Aside from everything else, Shantel's dating history is arguably the most controversial and dramatic aspect of her entire online presence. But before we get into that mess, let's take a step back and talk about her unusual childhood. We'll circle back to the dating chaos in a bit. When Shantel was around 4 years old, her mother remarried, meaning she technically grew up with a father figure in her life. But if you ask Shantel, it's clear she never really liked him. And if there's one person she definitely couldn't stand, it was her little sister Nat.
Aw, rip Nat. I'm so sorry, Nat, that you have this as a sister. It makes me sad.
It's not hard to see why. Nat grew up with both of her parents, something Shantel never had. On top of that, being the youngest, Nat naturally got more attention from their parents, which might have fueled Shantel's resentment. Whether it was jealousy or just deep-seated bitterness, one thing is clear. Shantel never hid her dislike for her sister. Even one of Shantel's childhood friends recalled how she openly resented Nat, to the point where she wouldn't even let her watch TV, instead of the typical sibling rivalry.
I could see that. I could see Shantel being
It seemed more like a full-blown grudge.
Oh, thanks,
one
Frosty.
that started early and never really went away. And that grudge, it's still alive. A casual hangout with family from years ago made that obvious. Shantel had gone to visit her mom, and Nat was there with
Oh, watch. This is where I got my thumbnail. Watch this clip.
her husband. Nothing fancy, just a regular get-together. But the vibe, completely off.
I forgot that existed. Shit.
As usual, Shantel was the loudest in the room, trying to control the conversation and make everything about herself. Nat, on the other hand, barely engaged, throwing in the occasional response, but mostly keeping her distance. The
Hey, Kimberlina, good morning.
dynamic between
Nice
them
to
was
see you, honey.
awkward at best, downright hostile at worst.
Slow-mo that? Okay, I'll go back. Okay, here goes.
But the vibe, completely off. As usual,
Okay, ready? Frame by frame. Here we go. She's squeezing. Here it comes. Tension in the bag. There it is. Fuck, that was like 4 frames. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. 5 it hits her. No, she didn't do it on purpose. She was trying to squeeze the whatever brown sauce this is. Shit.
completely off. But the vibe, completely off. As usual, Shantel was the loudest in the room, trying to control the conversation and make everything about
I must ask you a question.
herself. Nat, on the other hand, barely engaged, throwing in the occasional response, but mostly keeping her distance. The dynamic between them was awkward at best, downright hostile at worst.
Oh, yeah, and this guy also says that Natalie brought her husband. This is not Natalie's husband, sorry, this is just her boyfriend.
Hawaiian pizza. And we are eating poutine pizza.
Yes, show this to Pulpy. I'd love to get Pulpy's little laugh on this. Oh.
Cheers. Hold up your food, everybody.
But this is just the least of what happened in her childhood. Her unstable behavior only escalated as she got older, hitting a new level of chaos at 15 when she fell in love with a 21-year-old man.
When I first met him, I was 15, and he was 21. So yeah, kind of to begin with.
Yeah, she eats pizza with a knife and fork, but she'll sit there and eat rice with her fingers. Make that make sense.
I was a mature, younger person, but...
Shantel, who was already in love with this man, continued seeing him in secret until her family found out. When they put a stop to it, forbidding her from meeting him, she did what any rational person wouldn't do. She faked a suicide attempt.
I'm sorry, but if my parents found out I was dating a 21-year-old when I was 15, not only would they lock me away forever, my dad would have kicked the shit out of that guy. And my mom would have probably called the police. That's illegal.
Instead of seeing this situation for what it was, a highly inappropriate and dangerous situation, she decided to manipulate her way back into his arms through self-harm. It was a disgraceful, attention-seeking act that sent her mother into a panic. Terrified, her mother rushed her to the hospital, where doctors immediately saw through this stunt. They gave her a charcoal solution to
Oh, thanks, Goose. Nice to see you, honey.
neutralize the supposed overdose, but in classic Shantel fashion, she refused to play along. Convinced she knew better than actual medical professionals, she spit the charcoal out into the toilet, thinking she was outsmarting them. The hospital, however, wasn't about to take chances with her antics, so they forced her to stay under observation for days. And it was here that another lifelong pattern began to form, using food as both an escape and a power play.
Just a trigger warning, if anyone is dealing with any kind of eating disorder, we're going to mention eating disorders right now, so.
While in the hospital, she noticed an anorexic girl struggling to eat. Instead of showing basic human decency, Shantel leaned in with zero shame and said, "You won't finish this much anyway." The girl handed her the food, and just like that, Shantel devoured it without a second thought. This wasn't just a one-time moment of bad behavior. It was the beginning of something much worse. From that point forward,
Hi,
food
Magenta.
became more than just comfort.
K-Bone said that's not the story. She didn't take the meds and went back into the bathroom and took them because she was afraid that charcoal would hurt her. Yes. Yeah, he's getting some things wrong, so.
It became an obsession, a tool, and something she never learned to control.
I need a chip right now.
Oh my God, look at this. Jesus. Oh my God. I mean, she's stolen water from children, thirsty kids in the desert. She took candy from an anorexic girl in the hospital. This is not a good person. She has never been a good person, not even as a child. So, I mean. That's all Meg. Hey, Linda. There you go. If you want that still shot, I'll take my stupid face out of it. Hold on. There you go. Sexy. The overlords. Okay, Bruce. Thanks for stopping in, honey. Appreciate you.
How am I supposed to give this up?
Hey, Salva. Good morning.
Why can't this food be good for you?
After she left the hospital, Shantel didn't cut ties with this guy, not even close. The worst part, he wasn't just way older than her, he was also a raging alcoholic, and let's be real, probably a full-blown predator taking advantage over a 15-year-old minor. But
I mean, yeah, That is predatory behavior. It's kind of the definition.
Shantel didn't care. Even when it got violent, even when the red flags were practically blinding, she stayed.
The
And the most
rice.
horrifying thing is that she even lost her virginity to him.
You wonder, like, if she thinks this is too much rice. Like, if I was Salah and I uncovered that plate of rice and put it in front of my giant wife, it'd be over. I'd be like, here, you eat that and I'm out of here.
A
Enjoy.
miserable, heartbreaking situation for anyone else. But Shantel, she didn't seem to see it that way. And to be honest, this is very unfortunate, and I don't wish this to happen to anyone. And the chances are she did this, and you might think she was groomed by this person, but Shantel actually didn't see it that way. Not then, not now.
I think
She
Chantel's
considered
the
this
groomer,
to
to be honest.
a normal relationship, although it was far from being normal. And if that wasn't messy enough, let's throw in the fact that this guy had a pregnant wife.
Sky Fury,
while
nice
his
to see
actual
you.
child was on the way. He was
Miss
out
you.
here preying on a 15-year-old. When the wife found out, she wasn't exactly thrilled. Instead of, holding her own husband accountable, she went straight to threatening
I don't think these people were married. I think she was just pregnant or something. They weren't. I don't know where he's getting everyone's married.
Chantal. Now,
With the
should a
balls
grown
clap.
woman be threatening
All
a
night
literal
long.
teenager? No. Should her rage have been directed at the predator she married? Absolutely. But Chantal being Chantal, she didn't even flinch. If anything, she doubled down. The threats, the drama, none of it fazed her. She just kept seeing the guy, like it was all some sort of rebellious love story instead of a complete disaster.
This guy lied to me in and out, okay? I didn't know that this guy had a girlfriend who was pregnant with his child.
Yeah,
A
they weren't
girlfriend who
married,
liked to
yeah.
fight. And she was older. She was in her mid-20s. This girl tried to make my life hell when she found out about me. Like, why don't you attack him? Why me? I didn't know about you, But at that point, I was already, like, really in love with him, or so I thought. And she was so mean about it that I was like, you know what? Bitch? I'm gonna keep screwing your boyfriend.
Chantal was a hard-headed teenager, and even after she got busted out of the
Jesus.
hospital, she continued her relationship with this abusive predator. But her mother, already fed up with Chantal's antics, finally had enough. She kicked her out of the house and sent her to a group home with other troubled teenagers her age. And this is where things got even worse, like really worse. This group home wasn't just filled
hands.
with rebellious
Jesus.
teens, it was packed with kids who used drugs, hung out with much older men.
I agree, Larkana, but it's hard because there's so much lore, I give him credit. This is a lot to learn,
And lived completely recklessly. Shantel, of course, fit right in. She wasn't some innocent bystander in all of this. She threw herself straight into the chaos. She got involved with older men, many of whom were clearly predators. And rather than being disturbed by it, she seemed to have no issue with any of it. One of the most bizarre stories being the time she slept with a fingerless old man. Yes,
Fingerless? Was he wait, fingerless? Who's the fingerless old man?
a mentally unstable, fingerless old man she met at a bar. Most people would see this as a clear reason to turn their life around. But Shantel, she didn't think anything of it.
Do you guys remember a fingerless old man she met at a bar? I don't remember that story.
She met him at a bar, which, first
Salva.
of all, why was a 15-year-old even at a bar? But instead of realizing how insanely bad this situation was, she actually took him to a bedroom. And then things took an even more pathetic turn. The guy
Who's like, I don't know who this fingerless person. I don't know. Maybe he means that. Yeah.
completely incapable, whether it was his age, his mental instability, or just his body refusing to participate in this train wreck. Nothing was happening. A normal person would just take this as a wake-up call. And if that sounds like rock bottom, buckle up, because we're not even close to the worst of it. By this point, Shantel was in a full-blown downward spiral. The whole fingerless old man fiasco had left her feeling depressed, disgusted, and utterly miserable. So in true
What the fuck is he talking? I'm trying to decode that as like what other could he have gotten the story mixed up, but I don't know what the hell. I don't know.
fashion, she responded with the most self-destructive choice imaginable. She decided to try
Yes.
weed. The group homes she was in had no shortage of drug addicts, and Shantel had always been curious about trying something herself. The only thing that had stopped her until now was access. But while wanting to experiment with drugs at her age was already bad enough, the way she went about getting it was even more humiliating and downright disgusting. Enter Big G, the guy with the weed.
That's the guy, Big G. He was in one of my Foodie Beauty trivia answers.
And how did she pay for it? romance. Because of course she did. Then came
Like, how does he know the Big G story, but the fingerless man never existed? That's weird.
the disaster. Her 21-year-old boyfriend found out, and
Really,
instead of
Yorkshire?
jumping her, which would have been the sane thing to do, he punched Big G in the face. And Shantel, being the walking disaster that she is, decided the best way to fix the situation was to sleep with Big G as an apology. But here's the real kicker. She didn't even enjoy it. Because, well, turns out Big G wasn't so big after all. Shantel's behavior was as wild back then as it is today. And what we've seen so far is just a glimpse of the chaos. But if you've
Teardrop, I don't know if she dated Peetz while they were in high school. If anyone knows, please jump in and let me know. Or if it was after. I don't know. I know that she told everyone that she had shown Peetz's penis picture to her friends. They were laughing at her. Hey, JoJo.
think trading romance for weed and messing around with a fingerless old man was rock bottom? Oh no, we haven't even scratched the surface.
Like, there's enough shit going on. We don't have to make up stories about Shantel. That's the beauty of this. The beauty bite of all of this is that we don't have to make up shit when it comes to Shantel. It's just a fucking mess anyway, right? That's why she's such a great cow. You don't have to lie about it. It just happens naturally.
Because when it comes to humiliating, unhinged, and downright pathetic dating
Okay,
choices,
K-Buns, thank you.
Shantel has an entire catalog of disasters. And trust me, it only gets worse from here.
Oh God. Oh no. When she forced herself on Peetz. Yikes. Yikes.
Why didn't I visit my mom? Because there's a lockdown and it's an hour drive. I don't want to. Timestamp it.
If there's one person who has appeared almost consistently in Shantel's creepy mukbang videos, it's she met him back in the group home. Because of course, where else would she meet someone willing to tolerate her? They started off as best friends, then somehow ended up as romantic partners.
Wait. What?
If there's one person who has appeared almost consistently in Shantel's creepy mukbang videos, it's she met him back in the group home.
He meant to say Peetz there. She didn't meet him in the group home. This guy is really inaccurate with a lot of this stuff. Not that it really matters, but, you know, in the lore, like our obsessive weirdo brains, you know.
Because of course, where else would she meet someone willing to tolerate her? They started off as best friends, then somehow ended up as romantic partners. And in true Shantel fashion, she ruined that too. She cheated on Peetz with Bibby, a guy who...
Bibby. This guy definitely has never watched Shantel. This is all AI. Yeah, this is Bibby. I know this is an AI voice, but like, oh God. I mean, okay, maybe I don't know. This
would
is
later
weird.
become her actual boyfriend. Peetz might have stuck around after she cheated, but Shantel had already moved on. Despite this, Peetz remained a constant presence in her life, eventually becoming her roommate and a major figure in her online presence. While he is undoubtedly awkward and lacking ambition, he somehow ended up being one of the biggest victims in the Shantel saga. She repeatedly talked about her other boyfriends in front of him, disregarding his feelings entirely, even after Peetz
I hate AI. I hate it. Just like, I hate the voice. It's just so obnoxious. You're right. It's obnoxious.
defended her countless times against online critics. She showed him no loyalty or care. The worst example of this was when
Bibby
Peetz
Lynn.
lost his beloved cat,
Bibby
Koss,
Marie.
and was visibly grieving. And the worst example of this was when Peetz against
Baylor Cannon, thanks for stopping in, honey.
online critics. She showed him no loyalty or care. The worst example of this was when Peetz lost his beloved cat, Koss, and was visibly...
Koss. Timbit, sir. It's Timbit. Jeez. God. At least get the cats right. Not that many of them. Well, there is a lot of cats, but...
grieving and unwell. And what did Shantel do?
Koss.
She ditched him to go see her boyfriend, leaving him to suffer alone. Peetz, despite everything, still stood by her side for years. But Shantel saw him as nothing more than a backup option, someone she could use for convenience before discarding when no longer needed. It was the perfect example of how she treats everyone in her life. Disposable, unimportant, and only useful as long as they serve her purpose. Despite Pete's unwavering loyalty and willingness to be her emotional punching bag, Shantel still discarded him without a second thought. But that's just what she does. Uses people until they have nothing
Right, Cypher?
left to give, then tosses them aside like yesterday's leftovers. And nowhere is that pattern more apparent than in her disastrous dating history. Her next long-term relationship was with Bibby.
Bibby. Oh, poor Bibby. Bibby didn't deserve that AI mispronunciation.
And she cheated on Peetz with. Unlike Peetz, Bibby wasn't interested in being part of Shantel's online freak show. He hated being on camera, and it showed. Every time she shoved the camera in his face, he looked like a hostage being forced to participate in
They probably wrote BB, B-I-B-I, but it just pronounces it Bibby. Bibbity bobbity poo.
something he wanted no part of. Their relationship
Goose.
lasted 8 years, but in reality, it was doomed from the start.
What's up, guys? We are
Oh, there he is. Bibby. Oh, Bibby, you little bubby. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this ever existed.
going to eat
Justice
this
for Bibby.
Delicious
Justice for Bibby.
mafe. Delicious mafe.
God.
Look at that. Don't you want to bite? So traditionally in Senegal and in other African countries too, you eat off the same big plate.
Yeah.
Like there's one big plate of food made for the whole family,
Low BMI voice. Chantal, now you're eating off those plates like it's a snack.
and for friends and neighbors who come and eat, right? And they invite everybody to eat. They're so generous and nice. And everybody just eats, you know? But
Everybody
if I go
just
into
eats.
your spot, is that rude?
Yes.
Bibby was from Senegal, and unlike Shantel, he actually looked like a normal, functioning human being. No bizarre internet antics, no public meltdowns, just a guy who somehow got stuck in a long-term relationship with a walking disaster. And if his constant frustration and deadpan expressions weren't proof enough, his body language said it all. He did not want to be there. Every time Shantel
None of the men besides Peetz ever wanted to be there, to be fair.
shoved the camera in his face, he looked like he was using every ounce of patience not to just walk out and never come back. But Shantel, she didn't
This is RKH Media. Teardrop. I linked the video down below in my description if you want it.
care.
I'll put it here,
She
too.
wasn't reading the room. She was too busy acting for the camera. It didn't matter if Bibby was visibly miserable or if their relationship was falling apart. As long as the camera was rolling, she'd pretend everything was fine. Because that's the whole persona of Shantel. Lie, pretend, and perform just enough to make it look like her life wasn't a complete mess.
God, that
Thanks for
shirt.
doing this with me, babe.
You're welcome. Congrats on having 1600.
I hope BB is married. That's when she had 15,000 subscribers. Jeez. God, that is a man who is help me, please. Help me. Oh, BB, I hope you're happy. I hope you found a nice, kind woman that you could have a nice life with. I really, really do, BB.
Shantel herself admitted to cheating over Bibby with multiple guys. Now,
Bibby.
considering her track record of lying and making up stories for attention, this could easily be another one of her fabricated tales. But at the same time, would it really be shocking if it were true?
I had an affair on BB. Actually, I had a couple affairs on BB. It's not funny. I feel like an and he's gonna hate me. But I was a piece of
You still are a piece of shit.
and he was ignoring me.
Hey, Shax.
You don't know. You only know I had sex with the Jamaican guy with the 16-inch wiener. You don't know about Diego, and you don't know about James Charles.
This is Shantel we're talking about. The woman has zero self-control, no respect for relationships, and a history of making reckless choices. So while it's possible she was just running her mouth for drama, it's not exactly irrational to believe she actually did it. And as expected, it all fell apart. Bibby was already miserable, checked out, and probably counting the days until he could escape. But despite being visibly unhappy, he still stuck around, paying the bills while Shantel did absolutely nothing. And then came the breaking point. Bibby went back to Senegal to visit his family. A completely normal thing to do. But leaving Shantel alone with access to his belongings? Huge mistake. Because while he was gone, she sold his car. Yeah,
What? Wait a minute. What? She didn't sell his car. Listen, I'm not for sticking up for Shantel, but that's not accurate. What the fuck? She didn't steal his fucking car.
sold his car. The man was already financially supporting her, tolerating her nonsense, and suffering through years of awkward, lifeless interactions.
Sir. Inaccuracy number 25.
And she repaid him by getting rid of his vehicle. At this point, there was no coming back.
No, that's not true. That's not true. She did not sell Bibby's car. This guy is nuts. This video, yeah, I don't even know where the hell this came from.
When she finally announced their breakup, she admitted they didn't get along. But
Me too, Sal, but I love the fact that we all know that he's wrong.
Instead of owning up to anything, she doubled down and said that Bibby was just too normal to deal with her. Which, honestly, she wasn't wrong. Because at the end of the day, Bibby wasn't the type to engage in Shantel's endless chaos. He didn't thrive on drama. He didn't seek attention. He was just a guy who probably woke up every day regretting his life choices. But here's the funniest part. Shantel was actually sad about it. Not because she lost Bibby,
Exactly,
but because she
Jojo.
now had to be alone. She did what she always does. Ran to the internet, crying, playing the victim, and making a spectacle out of it. And this right here, it proves exactly what Shantel cares about. It was never about the relationship. It was about the attention, the drama, and most importantly, the clout. If Chantel's time with Bibby was her slow decline, then her relationship with Nader was her complete and utter implosion. This wasn't just another bad relationship. This was the most humiliating chapter of her life.
Let's see what is wrong in this section. Oh, God.
And of course, she live-streamed every
Joanna, yes. Yes. 100%. Good morning, by the way.
second of it. Nader wasn't just a red flag. He was a walking siren blaring at full volume. From the moment she met him on Tinder, everything about him screamed danger. A jobless ex-con with a history of violence, an explosive temper, and drug addiction issues. But none of that mattered to Shantel. Why? Because he
Mrs. Ka. See, even you know.
paid attention to her.
Oh, this is her shaving her head. She had the fucking guard on. Oh my God, remember?
Oh my god.
This is her. Jesus. Iconic.
After the breakup with Bibby, Shantel wasn't
Okay, Jane.
exactly drowning in romantic prospects. Let's be real, nobody was checking for her. For an entire year, she stayed single, not by choice, but because nobody wanted her. That is, until Nicholas came along. Now, picture this. Shantel sitting in a car with a guy she actually liked for once. Nicholas was charming enough, and for a brief moment she probably thought she had finally hit the jackpot. But then, mid-conversation, he leaned in and asked for a kiss. And of course, Shantel, desperate for any kind of male validation, didn't hesitate. One thing led to another, and well, you can guess the rest.
By the way, his name is Nicholas. So, anyway, gets in, and I grab his face right away. I'm like, you have the cutest face, and I'm so glad you have nice teeth. This guy is, oh my
This is from a channel called RKH Media. Cantal.
god, we couldn't keep our eyes off each other. He's like, you're so pretty, and oh guys, he grabbed my hand, and his hands are so soft, and he was like touching me, and I'm just like, and then like, he's like, can I have a kiss on the cheek? And I was like, sure. And then we just kind of like our lips just like, oh, we made out.
Now,
We made out.
this is from how she's gushing about Nick. Have you ever seen her gush about Salah like this? Fuck no.
Oh
We
my
have
god,
not.
he's got nice breath. We were both chewing gum. We were making out, and he was like kind of touching me, just like, you know, and he was like touching he likes my stomach. I don't know. And I can't tell you how good that felt. Just like the groping and the kissing, and
For Shantel, this wasn't just a one-night stand. It was proof that she was desirable.
Oh, there it is
in her
again.
mind, this meant she could still attract men. that she wasn't as unwanted as reality had made her believe. But here's the problem, Nicholas never called her back. Because while Shantel thought this was the start of something, for Nicholas it was just another night. And when she realized she was just a forgettable hookup, she did what she always does, spiraled into desperation. And here's the thing, Shantel wasn't just talking to Nicholas. At the same time, she was also talking to Nader. Nicholas was always her first choice, but since he clearly wasn't interested, she did what Shantel...
I don't think he did either, Joanna. I don't think he did either. I don't think Nick existed. I don't think whatever his name was in Cuba with the laptop, I don't think that person existed either.
Shantel always does. She settled. So after getting blocked, she pivoted straight to Nader, like some desperate backup plan. And considering everything that followed, it's safe to say that was probably one of the worst decisions of her life.
She, like bossy.
God, I hate her attitude.
To do all the time. Like, not tells me what to do, but like, yeah, he tells me what, like, I should, like...
Nader is Egyptian, which is why she often referred to him as the Egyptian guy. For those entrenched in the community that follows Shantel Murray's antics, Nader isn't just a footnote in her story. He's a central figure in one of her most infamous sagas, given Nader's
Are there any reactors that go over the things that happen outside of YouTube? I don't have TikTok or Instagram, so I feel like I miss a lot. Are you talking about like other Shantel drama that isn't shown on reaction channels? Or do you mean like reaction channel, like inner fighting? If you're looking for that, Twitter is where you want to go. If you really want to see people fight.
manipulative behavior.
Twitter's been the Wild West the past couple days. I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn.
It was clear from the very start that their relationship would be a bizarre and toxic disaster. But here's the catch. Nader wasn't the only one responsible for it. Shantel...
Hey, Erie. Nice to see you, honey. How are you?
Played a massive role, too.
So we go in his room. He's got the cleanest fucking room I've ever seen. He's got like a small like bed like yours, a bit bigger, and then like a big mattress on the ground. So I'm just like...
Sounds like a crackhead house.
What? This is going to be so awkward. There was still light out. So to ease the mood, he starts smoking. He lights up this Moroccan hash. And we get totally fucking baked. And then he like I don't want to say this, but you guys are going to be so... I don't do this on a regular basis. I don't even do it really, but I did it for some reason.
You're not a pain in the butt. I understand. Listen, before I like started making Shantel content, I didn't realize there was so much like inner community drama. Like I still don't know all the players, and there's a lot of people. So yeah, it's a lot.
I did it, and it's not good to do.
I think we've all been to like some house in high school where like some cute scumbag boy, because there's always a scumbag you like in high school, right? There's always some guy who's kind of like a bad guy. You really shouldn't like him, but he's really fucking, you think he's really cute. He probably lives in a dump. We've all been to that guy's house, right? Imagine being at that guy's house and you're like 30, 38 years old. That's crazy.
And if that changes your perception of me, I apologize. But I did like, he busted out like a bunch of lines of cocaine. I know.
Nader was a drug addict and a walking red flag.
See, she thought she was flexing, saying she did cocaine, but it was not that way. Like that story did not get received the way she thought it was going to get received.
But somehow, Shantel didn't seem to care. Actually, scratch that. She was flattered. He told her he liked fat women, and that was all it took. She ran with it, convincing herself that this was some kind of deep, twisted love story instead of what it really was, an absolute train wreck. She had no standards, no self-respect, and no hesitation. All that mattered was that he wanted her, or at least pretended to, and that was enough.
This guy, I don't know what it is, he just really, really likes me a lot.
But that really wasn't true, was it?
Said I'm just his type. He likes how I look. Blah blah fucking blah.
And just to set the scene here, on their very first meeting, he gave her cocaine. Not just offered, gave. And instead of stopping to think, instead of realizing that maybe this wasn't the kind of person she should be involved with, she took it without hesitation. She got high with him because, of course, she did. She didn't see it as a red flag. No, in her mind, it was just another chapter in her ridiculous self-destructive
She's
soap
so
opera.
desperate.
So we go in his room.
So desperate for love.
He's got the cleanest
crazy.
room I've ever seen. He's got like a small like bed like yours, a bit bigger, and then like a big mattress on the ground. So I'm just like, oh, like what? This is gonna be so awkward. There was still light out. So to ease the mood, he starts smoking. He lights up this Moroccan hash, and we get totally fucking baked. And then he like I don't want to say this, but you guys are gonna be so.
Don't feel bad, Teardrop. People change over time. Like, I used to watch certain reaction channels, now I don't anymore. Don't kick yourself in the butt too hard. We've all been there.
I don't do this on a regular basis. I don't even do it really, but I did it for some reason. I did it, and
because I'm desperate and I want to be cool.
It's not good to do.
But I'm going to tell you anyway because I did
And
cocaine.
if that changes your perception of me, I apologize. But I did he busted out like a bunch of lines of cocaine.
Ooh.
I know.
Then came the night she would later talk about on camera, the night he hurt her. And no, not in some vague emotional way, in a literal physical way. They were together and he smacked her hard, not just once, repeatedly. So hard that it left bruises that lasted for days. And even when she told him to stop, he didn't. He insisted. He overpowered her.
Slapped around, really? Like a gentle slap, maybe? But I said, you're trying to kill me. Please.
Again, I was never one of the people that believed that Nader physically abused Shantel. Certainly not to the extent that she tries to let on. Absolutely not.
Please. Please. And then we would be talking, and then all of a sudden he'd jump on me again, and I'd be like, no! No! So this guy is
really, Kuntal?
fucking crazy. Like, excuse me. I ended up tiptoeing out of this.
I'm gonna let you guys know we lost Lucy. Remember Lucy and Panther? Lucy was our buddy. Lucy doesn't like me anymore. And I just want to say, Lucy, if you're listening, that what you said last night on that panel, and yes, I heard the clip, that was very hurtful. I was very shocked when I heard that. I was nothing but kind to you, and I encouraged my chat to be kind to you when you talked about your sister who was having issues with her brain surgery and Gary. I was nice to you about Gary. I did not deserve what you said about me last night on the panel, Lucy. I just want to say that. So I see you now, Lucy. That wasn't cool.
There, when he fell asleep.
Not Lucy and Panther. Remember Lucy who used to come in here on my chat and she would like send super chats, talk about her sister Amy who was having some kind of like neurosurgery, and then her cousin Gary had passed away. No, this is a different Lucy. Lucy used to come into our chat, into my chat. She was one of my members. We were so kind to her. And she just, like, I just couldn't believe it when I heard it. I'm not trying to, like, start drama, but that really was shocking to me, Luce. Like, I didn't do anything to you. I was nothing but kind to you. But if you want to believe those people, good luck.
Shantel continued the relationship, ignoring every red flag, but the backlash from her audience was relentless.
Yeah,
Some hated her for it. Others were genuinely concerned, but
I was so nice to her about Gary. Like, she talked about Gary in here first. Because the whole chat was like, oh, Lucy, I'm so sorry. Like, she sent a super chat. Everyone was really nice to her. We were encouraging. We told her, get it out if you want to talk about it. We're here for you. This is Gary's Lucy. Lucy used to come, Lucy and Panther. Lucy, I'm disappointed, man. That's not cool. You shouldn't believe the things people say all the time. It's not always accurate. You have to ask yourself, if the creators that you're watching, if all of their content is about other people, and I'm not just talking about Shantel, if they have a problem with 3,500 different people and they're fighting like crazy with all of them, it's probably not everybody else. Just saying. Anyway, let's move along.
one thing was clear. No one was on board with what she was doing. Even so, Shantel didn't care. She doubled down, defended him.
Teardrop, I don't know what's going on. Listen, when everyone went after her about Gary, I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say a word. I was like, people thought that she was like making it up. I'm like, if she did make it up, that's messed up. But like, I was very shocked, just shocked.
And acted like she was in control, when
Yeah, I
in
guess so,
reality
Lady
she
Luck.
was anything but a slave to a random man who was abusing her. But then came one of the strangest, most humiliating moments in this entire disaster of a relationship. See, Nader had been pushing for a threesome repeatedly. He wanted to involve his friend, and Shantel for once had a boundary. She refused. It wasn't happening. But Nader, he wasn't the type.
Exactly, Dashing D. Exactly. These people try to like pull you in, and it's like, dude, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in like going to court with people. I'm not interested in any of that. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm just here to cover Shantel and chat with these nice people. I know, Panda. Lucy cammed up last night. If you want the screenshot, I've got it, Panda. I can send it to you after. And that's all I got to say. She cammed up. It wasn't who people thought she was.
To take no for an answer.
Hey, Welsh.
One night he called
Hey,
her
Lena.
over to his
How
place.
are you, honey?
Nothing unusual. She had been there 100 times before. But when she arrived, things took a turn for the bizarre. His friend was there. And then out of nowhere, this guy pulled out a $50 bill, tossed it right in her face, and asked her to show him her boobs. Just like that, as if she were nothing more than an object.
Welsh, this is a creator called RKH Media. He uploaded this like documentary about Shantel yesterday. We're watching it and having fun finding the inaccuracies.
To be traded. A joke
Gaining Grounds panel, K-Buns. Yeah.
between two guys who clearly had no respect for her whatsoever.
Like last night, you know? Like just us.
She went after Fat Cow? The fuck did Fat Cow do?
But it was like Saturday night. Maybe his friend came over and he couldn't, I don't know, whatever. He probably didn't think it would be a problem. So basically his friend, I sit at the table, his friend's so drunk. He throws money at me, like a 50. He's just like, let me see your boobs. He thought I was an escort.
And Shantel, she was faced with a choice. A moment where any normal person would walk away, realize how far things had gone, and never look back. But this is Shantel we're talking about, and her
Oh no, it was him.
response, well, it says everything you need to know about her. After that humiliating moment.
They're they're welcoming her with open arms over there. So now she hates us all. Dude, like whatever, man. I try to be nice to people. I really do. Like if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. If you come at me saying nasty shit, like what, like, you know,
things
I'm not going to retaliate, but I just thought it was really shitty. Like, that's not cool, man.
only got more uncomfortable. Nader's friend kept staring at Shantel, like really staring. The kind of look that made it clear he wasn't just some innocent bystander in all of this. Shantel, clearly unsettled, tried to ignore him, shifting her...
Teardrop. Lucy was trying to go after Fat Cow for reporting her for fraud? Because she makes dolls. What? What is wrong with people?
Focused to her phone, pretending to be distracted. But Nader, he wasn't having it.
Jeez.
Are you texting him? He snapped. Instead of being angry at his friend, the guy who literally just threw money in Chantel's face like she...
Lucy and Panther, the girl that used to come into our chat, Welsh, the one that everyone's kind of going after. Lucy and Gary? No, she's not a new reaction channel. She used to come into here. Remember Lucy? Welsh, didn't you talk to Lucy in here? Hey, La Mala. Nice to see you.
She was some cheap object. Nader turned on her. He accused her of wanting his friend behind his back, as if she were the one orchestrating this mess. Classic Nader. Twist the situation, deflect blame, and somehow make it her fault.
Phone, and then his friend went on his phone. So Dom, he's just like, are you texting each other? I was just like, oh my God. He was being like paranoid, like, I don't know. And I'm just like, what? We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And he's like, no, I'm not. He's like, I don't care if you want to sleep with him.
No, I'm not trying to like talk shit on Lucy. Like, listen, it is what it is. Just, I was very shocked. So people, because I had a conversation with someone the other day, like, I haven't seen Lucy in my chat in ages. Like, I wonder how she's doing. And that person was like, I don't know. Like, you know, maybe I'll say hello and see how she is, you know. And I was just like, damn, now we're never going to see her anymore. So
just be honest about it. Like, I don't care. You know, like, it's the behind my back thing I don't like it. Like, be honest.
And here's the insane part. Shantel actually looked flustered. Not because she...
Because that's what they want me to do. They want me to, like, she wants me to say something nasty about her. I'm not going to do it. Like, she was nice when she was in here. Now she wants to act like this. It's cool. Whatever.
Was afraid, not because she was insulted, but because on
worth
some level, she saw this as him caring. him being jealous. And for someone like Shantel, who craved attention like it was oxygen, that was enough to override the fact that he was literally accusing her of trying to sleep with his friend, who had just humiliated her. Despite the blatant disrespect, the humiliation, and the fact that she had just been treated like some kind of transaction, what did Shantel do? She stayed.
Baja Blast, isn't that blue? Yeah, I think Baja Blue, yeah. Lucy, because she doesn't like me anymore because she's friends with the Gaining Ground and all those people now, so.
She argued, she defended
Vanessa,
herself,
hello.
And then in the most predictable turn of events, she ended up sleeping with Nader.
Hope you had a good shopping trip. Good morning, gas station. How are you, honey?
Anyway, his friend wasn't involved, not this time. But that didn't stop speculation from running wild. Because let's be real, Nader knew exactly what he was doing. Many in her audience believe he brought his friend over on purpose, hoping to pressure her into agreeing. Maybe he thought the right mix of manipulation and humiliation would finally push her past her limit. Maybe he just wanted to see how far she'd go for him. Whatever the reason, one thing was clear. This guy wasn't a good guy by any measure. And yet, despite all of this, Shantel didn't stop.
But Lucy was a member on my channel. Like, she was a member. She was one of the first people that joined my memberships. That's why it hurt. I was like, damn, she's been here for months, man, since I started covering Shantel. I was just like, Lucy.
The chaos with Nader only escalated in the following days. But if anyone expected things to improve, they were dead wrong.
God.
If anything, it got worse. Much worse. Shantel was now doing drugs with Nader almost every day. And it wasn't just casual use, it was full-blown addiction. The sheer amount of drugs they consumed was alarming, even for someone as reckless as her. At one point, she got so sick that she actually started worrying that this might kill her.
She does lie about everything, Erin. That's why we can't trust Shantel, because we never know what's the truth. And if she says something that's really bad, it probably isn't true, you know, because she loves to lie and make things more exaggerated.
Did a mixture of 3 things that made me like...
Yeah, Joanna.
At first, I was like...
That's why you got to, like, keep a distance between, like, you know, like, it's easy to, like, really form nice friendships with people and stuff, but you have to keep a distance, too. It's important, you know? You never know.
Oh, like, my body, I couldn't stop moving around.
Jojo.
And then I was like, this is awesome feeling. And then all of a sudden, I was just like I was sweating. And then I threw up for 2 days. Just dry heat.
I hope, Nader, please don't strike me. I please don't strike this video. I'm just playing it over for these people.
Threw up. And then it was like I couldn't stop moving. It was bad. It was bad. Bad. And then just when I thought it would go away, it would
Morning, cowboy.
I didn't realize I
honey.
could have died or overdosed. Like, I think I almost did, like, for real.
Oh, God,
This was the moment when many of her fans genuinely started to fear for her safety. The comments section, usually filled with the usual mix of trolls and enablers, turned into a desperate plea for her to leave him. But Shantel, she didn't care.
Should we skip the Nader part? And I feel like we should skip the Nader part. I want to, like, yeah, let's try to skip some of the Nader era, because, like, I don't want to get struck by him. He hasn't been shown. He can't strike for saying his name. Dude, everyone gets striked for everything. Like, I don't want to get striked.
There was, like, still everything on it from, like, the last time I was there.
Shantel isn't just a menace.
Yeah.
She's also a victim in her own story. She clearly loved Nader and did things completely against her own self-interest just to keep him. But despite this, her audience was both furious and saddened. As time passed, she began to lose long-term fans, and many even canceled their memberships to her channel. And yet, even as Nader's behavior became undeniably worse, she kept making promises to leave him.
I don't know how some people get struck down and some people don't. Like, I've heard people, like, reaction channels have reacted to certain foodie beauty, like, mukbangs and live streams and stuff, and they get struck down. Like, I don't know if it was Breezy or someone else. Someone else, like, got a couple videos taken down because they were promoting unhealthy binge eating. But it was a fucking Shantel video. They won't take Chantal's video down, but it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how it works. I think it's just a crapshoot, honestly.
Only to break them over and over again. Although Shantel refused to admit it for the sake of preserving her delusions, it was painfully obvious that Nader was cheating. But things became crystal clear when, after not seeing him for 3 days, she drove to his house. She didn't catch him red-handed with another woman, not this time, But what she did find was almost worse. Nader was sick, diagnosed with gonorrhea, and naturally, Shantel ended up with it too. Now, any rational person would take this as a final sign to leave, but Shantel, instead of holding Nader accountable or even acknowledging the blatant cheating, she blamed herself, specifically her own filthiness and lack of hygiene. Let that sink in. Rather than face the truth, she convinced herself that she got an STD because she didn't shower enough. It was almost sad. But at the same time, how can anyone feel bad for her when she willingly brought this upon herself?
Yeah, I was brainwashed. Yep. I have a bit of stomach pain and I do burn when I pee, so I just don't feel right. So I ordered all this stuff from Amazon because he made me think I'm dirty. So I got antibacterial wipes, some kind of perfume to put in your...
But this wasn't even the worst of Nader's cruelty.
Oh,
At one point, he even physically assaulted
Blaine. I did start really early, yes. I had a lot of energy this morning. How are you, honey? Hi, guys.
Shantel, making her so afraid that she tiptoed around his house while he slept just to avoid setting him off.
And then I was like, I want to go home. I told you not to piss me off. You don't listen, like just flipping out. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like something like he grabbed my face really hard and was like pinching it. And I didn't know like what to do. Like I was like scared. Then
I don't believe this. I just don't believe
flicked
it.
a cigarette at me.
He wanted nothing to do. Oh, here we go. He flicked the cigarette at her. He put his cigarette out on me. Listen to that again.
Then he like flicked his cigarette at me, and then like I felt
Dolly.
like something like hard in my face. I didn't see him hit me, but I feel like punched me in the arms a bunch of times, and he hid my phone. So
See what I mean? I didn't see him hit me. It's all very vague. Like this never happened the way she says it. Like she's just such a liar, man. Liar.
I actually like snuck out.
I just don't
when
believe.
he
I don't
fell
care. I don't
asleep,
believe it.
And I left my phone there.
Viewers who had been watching this disaster unfold were genuinely concerned for her safety, and multiple people reported Nader to the police.
Lena,
Authorities
exactly.
finally stepped in, and when the moment of truth arrived, when Shantel had the perfect chance to finally hold him accountable for everything he had done, what did she do? Nothing. She refused to press charges. She didn't even file a report. She wouldn't even give the police details of what happened.
Sir, that is not true. We watched Shantel giddily on a live stream drive to the local police or wherever the police station was, I forget, to file a report. So you are wrong. What is this documentary? I thought this was going to be good. This is wrong as fuck. Poor Bibby.
Instead, she brushed it off, saying she didn't want to ruin his life or get him into trouble.
Last I heard, he was like, what happened? Did you call the cops on me? And tried calling me, I didn't answer. I said, somebody called the cops, it wasn't me. I'm just like wondering, like, did he get arrested or...
I could see her pinching her little sister or something nasty. Like, she's the kind of person that would do something like that, you know?
Or like, what's going on, you know?
Justice for Bibby.
I'm going to jail. I don't feel bad for that. He, like, what's his side gonna be? You know? Like, I didn't do it. Or she hit... I never hit him. I made it sound like I was more abusive to him than
I'm sure you were abusive to him. All you got to do is push him with that big old belly of yours and you kill somebody with that shit.
actually was, to make it like more seem like I deserved what happened. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie though. Like I still have feelings for him. Those don't just go away automatically. But if he's on probation and there's a police report filed against him, will he go back to jail? I don't know if he said he would. I mean, I'm not looking to. I wasn't looking.
For someone who had spent weeks crying,
She wasn't looking to get him in trouble. She was looking to send a message to him saying, if you mess with me, I'm going to mess with you back.
on live streams about how horribly Nader treated her, this decision was baffling to her audience. But in Shantel's mind, it made perfect sense. Because despite everything, being cheated on, manipulated, physically hurt, and humiliated, she still wanted to be with him.
Welsh.
Nader, of course,
Appreciate you.
continued his abusive behavior.
Yeah, like listen, I made a true crime video the past couple days. I made 2 of them. Because I was noticing like a lot of people, a lot of channels, they have like less than 10,000 subscribers, but they have like hundreds of thousands of views on the worst AI crap. It's just crap. And I'm like, how are they getting all these views? Meanwhile, I'm at like 50 fucking views. I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? Why are people watching all that crap? I don't get it.
trying to censor her from talking
So
about
much
that
AI.
night. He didn't want the truth coming out. And even when she visited her therapist,
Like, even if you have AI come up with a script, you could tweak it if you're that lazy or whatever. Just use your own voice. But you can't even talk. It's like,
he was furious that she wanted to go alone. He hinted at the fact that she was afraid she might talk about what he did.
I literally just left him at the pharmacy because I say I want to go back home after and have my therapy in private. That cost me an hour.
it's really frustrating. Like when you see all these, and it's just like one after the other, and I'm just like, where are the I want to see a person talking. I want to hear a person. Like I don't want to hear this fucking shit.
Of being screamed at in the car, in my face, screamed at. Why do you want to be private? What are you hiding? I know nothing about you. You keep getting mad about that night.
That night is the night he assaulted her. He doesn't want her talking about it. I'm skipping over this part because this is all absolute fucking horse poopy and cocky doo-doo, and
This
all
is how
inaccurate.
Chantal repaid her.
Shantel fucked me over large. Anyone that doesn't know the whole story, maybe you should go back and fucking do some research because she did me dirty. We haven't been friends for a while. Do you not remember August when you told everyone I had a fucking in the psych ward? I should pop you in the mouth just for that. But you know what? I'm gonna contain myself because the charge ain't fucking worth it. You know what? This needs to be.
Look at fucking Chantal in the corner. I just noticed she's in the corner like a scary demon. God, her face. She really does look like a fucking egg. Look at her, guys. We could dip her in some vinegar and food coloring and make Easter eggs out of Chantal.
Dead. Okay.
This is Shannon. This is Foodie's old friend. Foodie would go to like bachelorette parties and have go to St. Patrick's Day parties, and Shannon would be their friends from high school. And and now she's friends with FFG apparently.
Because I'm sick of her
Hey, Zalian.
lies coming on talking shit about me when it's not fucking true at all. Someone go tell her I'm live right now. Let's panel up. And enough with this pointy face. You don't have a pointy face. Your face is round, okay? You look stupid. You look like a alien. I've never hated someone so much in my life, you know that? And this used to be my best friend.
That's why I don't really like Shannon. How could you be best friends with Chantal? That, you have something wrong with you. If you're nice to Chantal in 2025, there is something seriously fucking wrong with you. You know what I mean?
And I can't fathom the thought of how many times I stuck up for this fucking fat bit.
Nader's
Why would you?
disrespect toward Chantal didn't slow down. If anything, it escalated. But instead of leaving, Chantal kept trying to win him back. Meanwhile, Nader had other priorities, like growing his own YouTube channel. And funny enough, many of Chantel's former viewers, the ones who had been fed up with her nonsense, started watching Nader instead. Not because they liked him, but because they wanted to spite her. And then...
Or did they fall out, FFG and Shannon? I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of FFG. I don't have time. I don't have time to watch everybody I want to watch, So, yeah. I didn't know they fell out.
Came the ultimate humiliation. Nader, now feeling confident in his ability to monetize Chantal's downfall, mocked her on live stream. And not just in any way.
Oh my God, Teardrop. That's crazy. What? You poor thing. That's creative. I mean, but that's really sad. I'm so sorry. I think when someone isn't aware of YouTube and reactors would get manipulated by the person. Yeah. And I have a feel like me, I didn't realize there were so many players involved in the reaction community. I had no idea these people existed and what their relationships were and what the stories were. And when I found out, I was like, damn, you just don't know. You just don't know,
He roasted her hygiene, making fun of how dirty her underwear was while she was literally on the phone with him.
Oh, there's a dirty panties. There's a dirty panties. Look out of the way.
You know how to wash this first? When you know how to wash this first, and him, you know how to take shower? Come talk.
At this point, you'd think Chantal had hit her breaking point. Nader had disrespected her in every way possible, mocked her, used her for money, humiliated her in front of thousands. But no.
I don't want to accuse anyone of being a racist if I haven't seen anything. That's a big claim. I'm not going to even go there.
she still wasn't done. She still wanted to believe she could somehow fix this mess. And then came Didi. Now, if you've been following along, you already know that Nader had a thing for threesomes. He'd been pushing the idea for a while. Shantel always brushed it off, but let's be real, she had never actually stood her ground on anything when it came to him. So when she noticed that...
And she went back. I'm sorry, but if a guy embarrassed, that is so mortifying, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, how is your life so bad that you would go back to someone that is so fucking, that's cruel. That is really cruel. It's funny, but it's fucking cruel, you know? Ugh.
Nader was suddenly getting a little too friendly with another woman, she confronted him. And did he deny it? Did he try to gaslight her like before? Nope. This time he didn't even bother. He straight up admitted it.
Because of this, I started dating this person per day. 16 of
I felt bad for Didi. That's all I'm going to say.
July 2022, Nader Shami dating with Didi.
And here's where it gets even messier. This wasn't just any woman. Didi was one of Shantel's own channel members. Yup, one of her paying supporters.
Costco coconut. I bought him really expensive coconut oil. Next thing I knew, it's upstairs in the bedroom. What the hell?
And now she was sleeping with Nader. Shantel lost it. She raged, she cried, she had a full-blown meltdown over the ultimate betrayal. But what did she do about it? Did she finally walk away? Did she finally accept that she was being played for a fool? Of course not. Instead, she kept going back.
Canadians are
and
nice.
Not only that, she ended up in bed with both of them. Yes, after all the humiliation, all the fights, all the times she swore she wouldn't tolerate this, Shantel participated in the very thing she claimed to be disgusted by.
With her fucking blindfolding, you made me eat her the fuck out. You disgusting prick. I fucking hate you. I swear to God. I swear to God. You fucking made me eat out of her grape and she's fucking sweaty and disgusting. I paid your rent and you treat me like shit. I paid your rent and you move on to fucking Didi from Lachine with a grape. I pay your rent and you fucking...
It was a complete disaster. She wasn't comfortable. It was obvious she was doing it just to keep Nader from...
There's nothing great. Old school Nana. He ignited a fire in her that... Who knows why people fall for people that they do? You know, like, who the fuck knows? But, you know, we love who we love, I guess. So fuck.
Leaving her. And honestly, it was one of the lowest points of this entire saga. And the worst part, this still wasn't the end. Because even after this, even after Nader had done everything short of pulling up a neon sign that said, "I don't respect you," she still wasn't done chasing him. And Nader, he was just getting started. Although Shantel brought this on herself by getting entangled with a random man she met on Tinder, the fallout from her toxic relationship with Nader sent her spiraling into one of her darkest periods. In a dramatic display of grief, she shaved her head completely bald, an act that could be seen as a desperate expression of emotional turmoil. On the surface, it was almost sad to watch. But beneath the theatrics, it was clear she wasn't willing to take any accountability. Instead of recognizing her own failures, her narcissism kicked into overdrive. She ignored the warnings and genuine concerns from her audience, people who had been telling her from the very beginning that this relationship was a disaster waiting to happen. But rather than reflect, Shantel did what she does best. Rage. She lashed out at her viewers, attacking anyone who dared remind her of her own poor choices.
Taking down stream snipers by showing my boobs.
Ugh. Oh, God.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You fuckers don't even know what we went through. Do you have any idea what we went through? We're all battle buddies. We shouldn't hate each other. Look what we've gone through. Nobody remembered. Like, nobody wanted to see that. Remember the jealous woman in Nader's kitchen? I remember, yes, the woman on the porch, the prostitute on the porch. You want to see that again? That was a back scratcher, Jane. She was eating macaroni and cheese from a back scratcher. I have a shirt for that, yeah.
Poor choices.
Taking down stream snipers by showing my boobs. I went... Okay, I need your opinion as somebody who's an SJW. Do you think it's right that they steal my
content with my boob showing behind a paywall. They stream snipe when I go live on my Patreon, which is behind a paywall, and I show my tits so they don't do it.
Ugh,
I
stop
ask them not to
flashing.
do it. They restream my content on YouTube.
Look at where her boobies are sitting too. Like nobody needs to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty behavior.
Shame on you!
Right?
Yeah.
There's the fucking DeVito right. My God, Shantel.
I'm shaving.
Can I shave your...
First of all, why are you shaving your hair at your fucking computer desk? Who does that? Why are you not at the sink or outside? Like,
No.
After realizing that Nader was never coming back to her, Shantel doubled down on her degeneracy. Instead,
good point, Cypher. Yeah, heads up. Beware of the Peetz Easter video, Easter photos that might be coming out. Careful.
instead of taking time to heal, she jumped straight into another mess, this time with a married man who had 3 children. When her audience called her out for engaging in such a blatantly immoral situation, she of course lost it. The backlash was intense, and instead of reflecting on why people were disgusted, she flew into one of her classic unhinged meltdowns, raging at her viewers for daring to criticize her. But as always, the excuses that followed were even worse. Irrational, pathetic, and downright embarrassing.
Like, it was nothing, like... And then, like, I think maybe they're not together that way. I don't know. I'm, like, just surprised. I think I just don't really think about it as much as I should. Because I just, like, naive to think, oh, like, as if a married man would come on a dating app. Like, I'm really dumbfounded that they do this.
Your fake married husband goes on dating apps all the time. Again, I don't know if I believe this even exists, that this was even a true story. I really don't know. I just don't believe her anything. Like, I just don't believe her.
No, I don't think they're in a happy marriage or something. He's not going to see her for, like, 3 years.
That is so true, Cypher. You don't go looking for Chantel's nudes. They find you. Yes. They really do.
So maybe he has to move on.
They really do.
He came here seeking asylum. So he had to leave his family, and he needs some...
But it didn't take long before Shantel abandoned the married man for yet another new boyfriend. And then, in what seemed like a complete 180-degree shift, she suddenly found religion. Overnight, she declared herself a Muslim, posting a video titled "My First Hijab," a move that sent the internet into an absolute frenzy. At first value, it seemed like she was finally embracing some kind of structure and morality in her life. But could anyone really trust her? This was the same woman who had made countless promises to change, only to revert back to her vile and nasty behavior within days. And yet this time, something felt different. Or at least, she wanted everyone to believe it was different.
I know that I will be forever remembered for my rages.
Oh God, this is the time she put the hijab on and went out in public. Look at those eyelashes. First of all, how are you even... I used fake eyelashes for her birthday party when I dressed up as Shantel, but like, how the fuck do you see to drive with those those lashes on? Jesus, I can't even talk today. She'll be live today? I'm sure she will. Yeah.
I always have tried to do what I felt was...
That's awesome, Erie. Shantel inspired you to lose 20 kgs. See, I love to hear those stories. Congratulations. That's awesome.
The appropriate thing to do when it comes to criticism. I mean, I started a YouTube channel. I was just throwing myself into this, and I really just never imagined what kind of world it was, and I really had no idea.
Shantel presented herself as calm and reformed, a stark contrast to the raging, food-guzzling spectacle she had been before. But despite her attempts at rebrand...
For real, Perpetual. And you could see in that video, too, it's like right under her eye, it's all black. Like right here, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's just black. It's just a half moon on each side.
Raging, food-guzzling spectacle she had been before. But despite her attempts at rebranding, the cracks in her act were already showing. She couldn't fully mask her true nature. The way she justified her past rages was telling. She excused them as things she had done because she thought they were appropriate at the time. As if any sane person would believe that her public meltdowns, threats, and relentless insults were ever appropriate.
Listen, Ari, there's mentally ill people everywhere, you know? And plus, you have to understand, most of her chat, they don't like her. they're just in there to see, like, to troll the shit out of her. It's like a long con, you know? Half of them are like double agents, to be honest.
It was obvious that this was just another phase, another mask she was wearing until it inevitably slipped.
I know that I will be forever remembered for my rages.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly.
Exactly, teardrop.
Yeah, exactly, teardrop. And also, who else said it? Who else just said that? Let's think about her hijab. Yeah, it's hiding, it's only on the, like, you could see her second chin.
I always have tried to do what I felt was the appropriate thing to do when it comes to criticism. I mean, I started a YouTube channel. I was just throwing myself into this, and I really just never imagined what kind of world it was, and I really had no idea.
While you might think this is just a coincidence or something trivial,
go from this to this.
Paul Shantel dives into becomes even deeper, this time masked under the guise of religious devotion and fake conservatism.
Clips over and over
but like
again.
everything else she's ever done, this facade wasn't built to last. Despite knowing Salah for only a few weeks online, Shantel made a bombshell announcement. She was moving to Kuwait to marry him. Her audience, however, wasn't buying it. The reaction was overwhelmingly negative, with the comment section flooded with concerns that Salah was nothing more than another scammer like Nader. They urged her to slow down, to actually get to know the man before uprooting her life for yet another questionable relationship. And for once, they were right. This wasn't just hate. This was genuine concern.
Bitch, we've been right the entire time. We told her about the freaking crackhead. We told her about Salah. She doesn't want to listen, so she can just go get fucked.
From people who had watched her make the same mistakes time and time again. But did Shantel listen? Of course not. Instead, she doubled down, brushed off their warnings, and did what she does best. Raged at anyone who dared question her decisions.
Hello? Oh, it's still playing. What the hell? Something gonna jump out at me?
The funniest part, Shantel had just escaped one of the most humiliating relationships of her life. A relationship where she was literally pimped out for both money and sex, strung along by a man who had zero respect for her. And yet, barely a week later, she was acting as if she was now the expert on relationships. She rebranded herself as a strong, independent woman who could never be fooled again. The irony is almost painful, because in reality, she's the easiest person to fool. All it takes is one guy sending a half-assured "I love you" text, and she's all in, no questions asked.
You think I would actually go with a scammer? You people actually, like, your problem is you don't know me. You think that I would actually, like, you know?
We know you so well that it fucking gets under your skin, and that's why you're always so big mad.
He's interested in you. That's the one red flag. Name one reaction channel that's better.
I am. I'll say it. I'm better than you, Shantel.
But Shantel didn't stop at just convincing herself. She tried to convince the entire internet. She even made a video explaining why men love her, trying to flip the backlash into some kind of jealous outrage. According to her, people weren't concerned for her well-being. They were just bitter that she was desired by men. Never mind the fact that the criticism wasn't about her. It was about the obvious red flags of the situation. But logic and self-awareness had never been her strong suits, and this time was no different.
I'm sorry, but again, I'm funny, I'm pretty. Not very humble by saying that, but I'm just saying, like, how do people, like...
You're not funny, you're not pretty, you're a shitbag.
Like, seriously, I could name you 10 things why people would want to date me.
The kicker, this video came out just days after she claimed that she was going to be a humble person with moral integrity. If anything, this only solidified what people had been saying all along. This religious transformation was nothing more than a poorly constructed act, a last-ditch effort to rebrand herself after destroying what little credibility she had left. And the worst part, she wasn't even doing a good job of keeping up the charade.
Oh God, are you guys getting sick of this? I'm getting sick of this, guys. I'm getting sick of the AI. I think I'm going to end it there with this video because it's a lot. Let me just skip and see what else he's got to say. Hold on.
That her so-called transformation was nothing more than a cheap rebrand, this was the proof.
This is way too long for this guy, this AI voice, in my opinion.
Next was something no one could have predicted. Not even for Shantel. A Twitter user by the name of Sharmatukworldx dropped an absolute bombshell. One that shattered whatever delusions Shantel had left. This wasn't just...
Yeah, this is getting really lame. Let me just see if she's got anything on her channel. Let's just refresh. See what's on there, guys. Take a little looky. A little look-see. Nothing new there. No new posts. No new vids. No new lives. Anything new in her store? Shantel, you are so fucking lazy. Oh my god. Fix your shit. Fix this. You don't do anything. It takes literally 2 minutes. Fix this shit. Oh, thank you, Shax. I barely have any makeup on. I didn't feel like putting a wig on. I was like, guys, I don't care. It's Saturday morning. I need like to get up and stretch. Oh God. $50.99 for Dollar Tree bin. You literally can fish those out of the Dollar Tree bin in the back of the Dollar Tree. Like it's it's wild. She's MIA. Yeah, I think maybe she's in Canada. I'm kidding. I wish. I want to see them both in Canada. Yes, that was $50 for plain slides because she did not put anything on them. These are plain. What are they made out of? Product details. Let's see. Features a structured outsole and cushion straps for maximum comfort and support. Polyurethane lower, polyester neoprene upper. It's fucking plastic. Yeah, $50 for plastic. I mean, at least put a fucking logo on there, man. And the funny thing is, the children's sizes are just as much money as the adult sizes. So a youth 13 or a youth 1, same price as a men's 14. This is through Teespring. Yeah, so Teespring fills the orders. She can't see, like, whoever buys from her. She can't tell who they are. She can't have their information. She sets the prices. They do not. We're slipping. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who the fuck's buying this shit? What? Oh my God, that's new. I didn't see that one. Is that new? What the Hold on, you guys. Is there more shit? This is new. Have we seen this? I'm a Beezer. Was this here yesterday? This is Teespring. Erie. I use Teespring as well. A lot of people do. Like FFG uses it too. I think like Warlick Bread uses it. I don't know who else does, but yeah. Happy Easter. Yes. Have a good Easter, Bama. Thank you for stopping in. Like, you see what I mean? When you edit, when you put this design, like it'll say like, put this design on 17 different products. You say, okay, you have to edit the product. Cause look where Julia is on this shirt, how it's all the way down in the middle of the shirt. But then look at this t-shirt and it's all the way up top. Like, why is it so small on this shirt, but she's so big on this one? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. $30 for a tote bag. You can buy these for like $5 at the grocery store. The puzzle. What puzzle? There's a puzzle? Dang, I missed the puzzle. Nobody's buying. Yeah, no one's buying this shit. No one's buying this crap. Although maybe some other, like some sad people will probably buy this, like unironically. Oh my God. Oh, you're working on a puzzle. Oh, it's like Foodie's got a puzzle. $50 jigsaw. No, I missed it. Shit is so dumb. It's just so dumb. Where's the jigsaw? Did I miss? Oh, she's got a puzzle. Well, would it be under stickers? Probably not. Just look for accessories. Okay, there's a planner. Use this planner to plan all your... She spelt fucking bees wrong. She fucking spelt bees is wrong. She put 3 E's in. Oh my God. Is Panda Pondu still in here? Panda, do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? 2 seconds. It'll take 2 seconds just to proofread your shit. Idiota. How do you spell beezers wrong? You fuck. That's your phrase. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Because it's fucking AI. That's why. What else can we spot? What else is there? I just want to see all the nonsense. Where's this fucking puzzle? P-U-Z-Z-L-E. I don't see any puzzles. Oh, there it is. Stop it. 18 by 24 inches. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Are you fucking joking? At least make it so there's like, oh my God, Shantel. Fuck me. Idiota. $50. Stop it. What is happening? Yeah, 50% of the puzzle is white space, femme. Oh my God. At least fill the freaking canvas. Foodie, come on. Lazy ass. I don't know. It says 18 inches by... What is it? Where the hell did it go? Damn it. Poop. Let me find it. There it is. 18 inches. Uh-oh. Did we get her site set? Oh, there it goes. 18 by 24. Someone do the math? There's got to be someone in here who's good at math. It ain't me, because I'm not good at math. No, she's never completed a puzzle in her life. 1, 2, 3. 25. 25 and 20, I believe. So, yeah. Oh, goodness. Anyway, that's not a big puzzle. Hit the size guide. Yeah, hold on. It just says max dimensions width 24 inches, height 18 inches. Yeah, so it's not that big. It's probably like what, like a, I don't know, 500 pieces? Yeah, like 500, maybe 500, I'd say. Maybe 400? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that feels good. Oh, I have a little tiny peanut head, but man, taking those off, oh, it's like taking a bra off at night. It's like, oh yeah. Ladies know what I'm talking about. And fellas that have boobies, you know what I'm talking about too. It is, that's from under long. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not going to begrudge her for making merch. It's good that she's trying something, even though it's like literally minimal freaking effort. Oh my God. I'm going to buy one for my husband. I'm kidding. Drinkware. Beauty simp. Beauty simp. Oh my God, you guys. This is like ridiculous. Oh God. Anyway, I need something to eat. I need a cup of tea. I talked a lot. That a documentary. I'm not down. That guy was so wrong about so many things. Whoever this is, let's see what else they have on their channel. Let's just take a look. What else do they cover? All right, the Marissa Matthews, Michael Duvall, Flightless Bird, Johnny Somali. Okay. So it looks like they're just doing like random. There's like, this is zero effort in all these thumbnails and stuff, whoever's in charge of this channel. But I saw Amberlynn Reed. Where was it? There it is. Anyone interested in Amberlynn's thing, somebody wants to cover that. It's 2 months old, 89,000 views. The decay of the most degenerate weight loss YouTuber. Yeah, this guy is just pure AI. Random. Anyway, that's his channel if you guys want to check him out. RKH, do better. If you want some fact checking, please come to this community. We will help you with the girls. Yeah, they just make videos about whatever's trending. Exactly. That's a lot. You'll find a lot of this content on like on your YouTube homepage. Because I watch like true crime once in a while and stuff. So, yeah. I don't know who any of these freaking people are. Tara Yummy. No idea. Okay, bye, Elaine. Thank you so much for coming in. Happy Easter. Yeah, I'm going to head out too, guys. How much does YouTube pay for 1K views? It depends. It depends on like your CPM, like the higher your percentage on your CPM, RPM, whatever the hell it's called, then you'll make more per view. But you're probably looking about like $10 per like 1,000 views. $10 to $20, depending on like what you, like I said, what your rate is, how long your video is, causes how many ads to show up, things like that. Yeah, that's a lot of factors. Like if you've never, one thing about YouTube, like when I started, like when I got monetized, they give you so much data. Like if you want to know who's watching you, you know their demographic, you know where they're watching you from, you know what time they're watching you. Like there's a ton. Like after my stream ends, once it finishes uploading to YouTube, I'll get an email with like all of my stats. Like it's a lot of data. So if you're into that, yeah. You think using a bot for views, like with subs? Maybe. I mean, I don't know why they'd bother. Like you still have to pay for that shit, don't you? Like you got to buy your views. You got to buy your subs. The whole point of getting views and subs is to make money. So why are you wasting money trying to get views? Like, I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I don't know how to check that. If you're monetized, you'll get all that information. If you become a YouTube partner, Erie, then that's when you get that information. You just like look up YouTube Studio and you could find all that shit in there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head out. I have things to do later on, but have a wonderful Easter. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you guys lurked around or if you chatted, thank you so much for being here. I won't be here tomorrow, but I'll probably be back Monday. We'll see. Have a great weekend if you don't celebrate Easter, and enjoy the holiday if you do. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.